This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Good evening and welcome to We the People. Why is the BJP all worked up over the National Advisory Council's Communal Violence Bill? Some BJP leaders have gone so far as to call it a threat to national unity. Does India even need a separate prevention of communal violence bill? The NSC, or the National Advisory Council, has hit back strongly defending its draft of the bill, saying that the bill has been misunderstood. The BJP has accused the NSC of drafting a bill that only punishes India's majority community. The NSC says, study the bill more carefully, and you will find that what we're really talking about are what the bill calls non-dominant groups in a particular state. So, for example, the draft says that Biharis in Maharashtra are as much of a non-dominant group as Muslims in Gujarat. On the program today, we asked, does India need a separate prevention of communal violence bill? And also, what is that thin line between victims' rights and keeping minorities in perennial victimhood? Manish, at a time when there's a raging debate over whether civil society, no matter how you want to define it, should even have this kind of jurisdiction, here is the National Advisory Council drafting a really crucial bill that now seems to have been accepted by the Congress party. One must ask then, what happened to your government's original draft, or was this job outsourced to Sonia Gandhi's National Advisory Council?
Well, first of all, I don't think it'll be appropriate for me to get into a long debate about quote unquote what is civil society and this quote unquote civil society qua the National Advisory Council. Suffice to say that the former is disruptive and the latter is constructive. That the NSC is constructive.
In your opinion.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Of course, it is my opinion.
Yeah.
I think if you need to understand this bill, you have to accept two fundamental postulates. The first is that India is a pluralistic, secular country. And number two, that the test of a pluralistic democracy is not the manner in which you treat your majority, but the manner in which you treat your minority. Unfortunately, the Bharatiya Janata Party neither agrees nor accepts these two fundamental postulates, and therefore they have a problem with the bill.
Why aren't the laws of the land enough to protect the minorities of this country?
Why aren't the laws of the land enough to protect women? Why aren't the laws of the land enough to protect scheduled castes and scheduled tribes? So therefore, special groups in a democracy require a certain insulation and a certain protection.
Okay, Chandra, did the BJP jump the gun and misunderstand the bill? Because the question is, one of the main criticisms of the draft has been that it presumes that only the majority community of India is capable of communal violence. Whereas if you read the draft more carefully, actually the minority changes from state to state. If you look at it through that prism, does it change your argument?
You can look at it various prisms as it suits you. But I think the motive of the bill, of this pernicious piece of legislation.
Why is it pernicious?
It's pernicious because it is aimed at creating permanent communal stereotypes and divides across the country. It is aimed at instigating communities against communities, and it is aimed purely at trying to consolidate the Congress party's vote bank politics, and it has absolutely no justification in a democratic and secular country.
Bring up a specific, that's a generalized critique.
Definition of the group. See, group means a religious or linguistic minority in any state of the Union of India, and this linguistic minority point is only a fig leaf, because there have rarely been any major linguistic problems in the country. That's a fig leaf. The whole aim is to put permanent victimhood, as you rightly said, on the minority and tarnish the majority for everything. The onus will be on them.
Manish, brief rebuttal, then I've got to go on to the others. Just coming to Harsh.
May I very respectfully demolish Chandan's thesis right away. I am a Hindu. I am from Punjab. Under this clause 3, I am the minority. You know, so this bill protects me as much as it protects any other minority in any other country.
Do you need protection? So, do you need a separate law in Punjab to protect yourself?
Well, it's another matter whether you require a separate law or not. But let me tell you.
Chandan, Manish will come back to you. Madhu, I'm going to start with you because you were getting worked up even about how I was framing the question.
Absolutely.
Why? Why?
You know, there is this popular misperception that the moment you say BJP is opposing something, then you polarize the issue into secular versus communal.
I didn't say that.
No,
I didn't say that. I gave the political differences.
It's not just BJP.
Yeah.
There are a lot of quote-unquote secular people, lot of concerned citizens who are opposing it. I see Christian
Are you one of
groups.
them? Are you one of them?
I think so. I think this bill could well be renamed. With all good intentions, it could well be renamed Promotion of Communal Polarization and Permanent Hostility Act. Secondly, you know, people have been criticizing Lokpal bill for setting up a parallel government. Here, right from the Home Minister to every chief minister, to every police commissioner, every deputy commissioner is answerable to this centralized command in Delhi, handpicked. Again, I think this business of good moral character, the NSE seems to be laboring under the illusion that they are going to be in permanent power and be able to handpick people of their political persuasion.
Who's on the
no, I'm saying
the group that oversees this or the principle of it?
The bedrock of any civilized society is honest, accountable policing and a judicial system that works. And I see no reason why the NSE has been completely silent on police reforms and judicial reforms.
Let me take that
and if your Thana doesn't work, nothing else will work.
They may well argue that in fact the very reason that you need this bill is because when a person from a sort of distressed minority in a state walks into a thana, their chances of getting the police wala to listen to them are much less than the majority. Harsh, let's start with first the philosophical need for this.
No, I think that, you know, the purpose of this bill is that we should not see another 1984 riots, shouldn't see another Bhagalpur, we shouldn't see another Khairlinji. And it's not about BJP and Congress. Most of these riots, many of these riots have happened under Congress regimes as well. So why do these kinds of mass violence episodes occur continuously through independent India's history? They don't occur because the governments lack the powers to control them. Because as a district collector, I know that one person can, you know, if they really want to be fair, they can control a riot. They lack it because governments allow certain targeted communities to continue to be attacked and suffer violence, and there's no accountability for that.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.